Cause shit, you done stopped the conversation.
Oh, God.
Hit the intro. Mhm.
Hello, everyone that's live tuning in.
What's up? Boom, we live.
Yeah, boo, we lied till I play the intro. That would be rude right now.
Play it, nigga. You can stop it.
Yeah. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. We just left MoneyBoy Trays. Y'all go back over there. Check out what we were just talking about over there. The link is pinned, so whoever want to join, we could join. So what's up?
What up, Joy, Money Floor, Mad Militant?
What's going on? What's going on? Hi, everybody, this evening. Again for round two, a little mini
Can't,
round two here.
can't
Round two.
complain. Big Kane, shortly before we went on, you were saying when you found out George Soros was in charge of Black Lives Matter, it turned you off. And what were you saying about it being divisive?
Oh yeah. I was saying that the name alone is being divisive when it says Black Lives Matter. I feel like they should have put two or also at the end of it because when you just say Black Lives Matter, as a as black people, we already know that the other races matter because they show that every day. But they gonna turn around, well, what you mean, white lives matter or all lives matter? So I think it was created to be divisive, in my opinion.
Yeah, is divisive in many categories. You know what I'm saying? Gender. You know what I'm saying? Racial. Um, economics. It is used in so many ways that we blind to. But the thing is, we ain't got much time to wake up to it. You know, we got to look at what's really going on around us. I mean, really pay attention. But it's up to us as content creators to make these people make make our supporters aware of what's really going on because they're tuned in more into our content, so we got to take advantage of that. As far as the future of their kids, their grandkids, and everything, we must force them to pay attention at this moment because right now we're making history. And most people don't even know it. They hooked on a lot of other things. It's good to watch Kwame and Tommy and stuff like that, but if they're not sticking to what's really mattering to the black folks, they're not really helping. They're keeping us distracted watching them. So it's like turn on your news, you know what I'm saying? Watch all news. Decide for yourself what's the truth and what's which called. What's truth, what's false. Yes, all this stuff matters to you at this moment. You know, it's like you're born in the greatest country in the world and don't even realize it. You let people brainwash you, tell you everything else wrong with the country, but you're not looking with your own eyes every day. You know what I'm saying? Seeing how much freedom you got compared to other people. You know what I'm saying? We the most. You know what I'm saying? We got the most freedom out of all black people in the world But the brainwash tactics got you believing that you want to give all that up for some reason for a system that you know nothing about. That's Biden announced itself earlier this week is a failed system unanimously. I mean, just straight out, it's a failed system. But
What
still,
system has failed?
failed system, communism.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Communism is a failed system. Um, Most people don't know that was the agenda Black Lives Matter was marching us towards. You know what I'm saying? They might have thought it looked good. You know what I'm saying? The free health care. You know, what else do they offer? The health care, the take care of the student loans, sit home and let them pay you checks every month and stuff like that. Go look at where they're trying to do this stuff at now and tell me that's working for you. If you get $1,000, they tell you what you can do with that $1,000. You can't go out and spend that $1,000 any way you want to, and they know exactly where it's going, and you can't do nothing else. So if you get something else of personal, they might even know about that and say you can't even afford that. You know what I'm saying? People work hard most of their life and stuff, you know what I'm saying, saved up, bought houses and stuff like that. Communism is going to come through and wipe out your people's property. You no longer own that. The banks own that. You know what I'm saying? Open up some papers and stuff. Flip on your Google. Stroll down your Google News. All this stuff is coming out right now. You know what I'm saying? Besides other things, we don't want no shocks. If what they're saying happens by the end of next month, we don't want no shocks. We don't want to see no motherfuckers. Man, that's fucked up and shit like that. It's proof being poured out right now that's unbelievable. You know, I mean, unbelievable proof, especially after the last couple of days. So, besides this what would you call this? You know what I'm saying? Uprise up in Cuba. They're running from communism, holding American flags, which means freedom. So if they looking at us as freedom, what the hell are we talking about, and what the hell they been preaching to us with all this CRT and all this other bullshit they trying to force upon our kids? You know what I'm saying? We gotta really study that as far as knowing what this stuff really is. All we doing is reversing we're reversing what we came out of. Except this time we're holding the power, but still we have no power. We disorganized. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers running around shooting at each other. They're not concentrating on what can happen of the effects of this. You know what I'm saying? You defunding the police and shit like that. You ain't gonna have no backup. Nope. You got defenseless people out there. You left us out there with a bunch of soft targets. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're not thinking at all. Too many single parents and mothers and stuff like that out there with their children and stuff. But we think we ready to have a racial war by pushing this agenda of thinking this is what we want. We ain't ready to go to war with them. And that's what's going to happen if it come down to somebody taking over your country. You know what I'm saying? They got this country with blood. They're not giving it up. They're not giving it up no other way.
I'm running. I'm running. I'm running.
Who running?
Yeah, I'm running. I'm damn right. I'm running like the game.
There's a lot of things we got to think about, man. That shit right over the hill.
I said it earlier today. I was like, that shit gonna happen when Umar opened its school. I'm optimistic though that Umar
Hey,
will open the school before this happens.
I doubt that.
I heard you mention something about freedom, and I think like this: are we free, or are we dumb, or are we dumb for thinking we free?
We free and we dumb. I think we don't know how to utilize the power because we so used to being a dependent, and they keep making you a dependent, and you don't. If most people don't realize it by the things that they select, you know what I'm saying, every 2-4 years and stuff. You know what I'm saying? The extra help that they keep asking for. You know what I'm saying? We need help with this. We need help with that. But still, we can go out and buy $100, $200 tennis shoes and a whole bunch of other bullshit. But still, we keep needing help for our communities from them. You know, is it's like we keep turning ourselves into a dependent for something that we always need something for them, and it, it's fucking us up. They keep us that way for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole group of black people on the other side who they calling coons and shit, who's seeing the battlefield and seeing what it is, and is trying to wake motherfuckers up. Like, yo, are you even making sense, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like we all most of our life, you know what I'm saying, we heard, you know what I'm saying, the Constitution ain't got nothing to do with us, you know what I'm saying? It's it wasn't we wasn't even free and stuff. We got that on when it was wrote and shit like that.
And they only looked at you as 3/5 of a man.
That is true at that time when they was writing it. But what was they really thinking when they wrote it? They knew they just couldn't drop. To me, this is just my opinion of how I'm looking at the history that I know. You know what I'm saying? At that time, if they was moving forward, they knew what they was doing was wrong. They already knew this shit. You know what I'm saying? But how do you stop it dead track? You know what I'm saying? Because what was that, 1776? It was like 90 years later we got released.
Yeah.
About 90 years later. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like they knew that was going to happen eventually. But they was writing it in play because they knew eventually this day was coming. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's other ways you can look at it.
So if we still so independent and or dependent, excuse me, dependent on them, we dumb for thinking we free.
Hmm.
You
Uh,
see,
So
you
I
see
want to
what I'm
bring up a point that we
mm,
were talking about, Matt.
uh-huh.
You said that women have taken over for the last 8 years.
I mean, I can say from the days of Obama, you know what I'm saying? You know that women's movement or women's push, you know what I'm saying, as far as black women, that black girls magic, the you know what I'm saying, they want to be the number one paid, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of things that went along in that last, I wouldn't even say 8 years, 12 years, you know what I'm saying? That just went on with as far as the changing of the guard, the way it looks, you know what I'm saying, in society as far as the man and the woman. It looks like the woman is in charge of a lot of things now, especially how they claimed that at the end of this past election. You know what I'm saying? Twerking in the middle of the street talking about some we done it. So that's a period on that shit. Like you 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 claiming that power that made a power move for all of us.
I think the shift was back when Clinton was in office because they say Hillary was really running the show.
You think it go back that far? Or
I,
maybe it started.
yeah, that was like the beginning for what I see. It was like a big woman's movement for them to be in power, taking over.
And I kind of think that put us in a bad position because if we're not looking at all the variables of what's going on right now, and we're blind by them sitting there fussing. We're not sitting there watching their arguments on both sides. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people just lost to whatever's going on. And it's like, basically, to me, and I don't want to say too much because I ain't getting Joy's channel daggone messed up or nothing, but you lost your damn country and don't realize it. Most people don't realize that we could be sitting in the United States of China right now. You know, and it's because of groups like Black Lives Matter and stuff like this that push a false image. All of it ain't false, but they over exaggerated a whole lot of topics to brainwash our people to push in a certain narrative and to help a certain group of people push an agenda.
Agenda driven. What I was gonna say.
And the way it looks like, you know what I'm saying? Last April, I played this out of my head and I said black folks are gonna be holding a hot potato at the end of this shit. And it's not good. You know what I'm saying? The way it looks right now, black folks are gonna be holding a hot potato. Because if Biden gets on TV talking about some communism is bad, it's a failed program, you know what I'm saying? It's a unanimous failed program. This is what helped him get into office. Black Lives Matter, communist movement, socialist movement, you know what I'm saying, Marxist movement with this organization going through the streets, fucking up our fucking streets and shit to help him get in. So now all of a sudden, now you turning your back on what got you in. I don't know if most people looked at it like that, but that's the way it looks like to me. I think shit about to get rough. So, and we sitting there supporting not the people, not the people of Cuba, as far as who's the oppressed, which we should have sympathy for the oppressed because we should know something about being oppressed. We're not supporting them, but we're supporting the communist government who's oppressing them, and we're not paying attention to that. Hopefully, you'll start paying attention to that because that don't make much sense. Why would you even want to put your culture? And if we take a hit like this, we're not coming back. There ain't no coming back to blackness and nothing like that. We're gonna be totally wiped out as far as the culture.
And so when you were it took me back for a minute. Tricked back into slavery.
That's where we're going back into, because we're gonna be the smallest. We're gonna be most of the men is in prison. You can't defend your camps. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing out there but single women because we got a bunch of young niggas running around shooting each other up. We ain't got no military protecting nobody. It's an easy sweep. Mm-hmm. The people like me who's the ones paying attention are going to be the ones on the front line, and they're going to take us out first. Trying to protect dumb motherfuckers who didn't pay attention.
Now, when I heard you say that, I was looking at something else, and I was back into slavery. Kind of watched the documentary that was talking about that as well, so I kind of got a little stumbled because I think we're there, kind of, sort of, not really, but we're there.
We passed there and don't realize it, because if this would have happened 5 years ago if somebody didn't intervene and fuck up the play. If you know politics and you know certain people and you know things over the years and stuff, following the stuff along, you'll pick on to what I'm saying. We could have had a more evil person in play 5 years ago when this shit kicked off, because it wasn't passing the torch. And the dumb person that everybody was looking up to is this motherfucker who got them sent us over this damn hill. Yeah, that nigga was a sellout. And I've been saying it. Look at the policies he put in place and stuff that can affect us right now. In a bad way.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people straight back to slavery. I'm still stuck on that one for a minute because I'm looking at this whole situation when it comes to, I don't know who got their deposits on the 15th. The whole economy is going to be shut down in a minute. Money-wise.
We about to lose power here in a minute. I think something big about to happen. We about to be under military control, which is not a bad thing. It sounds bad, but I think this is for a good reason. You have been motherfucking invaded, and we still sitting here going on every day like nothing's going on. Look at the policies they trying to pass in your fucking country and shit. You've been motherfucking invaded by motherfuckers who's doing treasonous shit to your constitution. And
And they also
everybody,
said that old boys about to not say old boy. They also said that Trump is going to be able to run again anyway. So
I don't even want to get to talking about him because this shit could be funny, boy, in the next month and a half or so. This could be real. This,
I'm gonna
this,
put that in my notes then because I heard he's going to be able to come back.
all that stealing, and then all those ballots that got caught up this weekend or this week. These motherfuckers cheated their ass off. Go follow your news in Pennsylvania throughout the weekend. Oh, I've been following this shit real close. That shit went from Arizona. They found a whole lot of shit in Arizona. They went to Georgia, found a whole bunch of shit in fucking Arizona, and they're going up to Philadelphia. Something big is going on that we don't know about. And they're not talking about it on the main news. They don't want you to know about it because they involved.
So okay, so I'm gonna go back to my title of my lie, which was the leadership of Black women in this country. So that was just a power play, as usual. It was a Tyler Perry play.
The Tyler Perry.
When I say a Tyler Perry play, I mean at the end of the day, nobody's taking the Black women out here serious because they gave us what's her name, Kamala.
They're not taking them serious, but it's the witch card that they're putting off as far as how they're being pushed out there. It's like puppet power. Like, yeah, y'all got that, yeah. But you ain't really got nothing. And it's gonna show here in a little bit. If anything go crazy, boy, this shit gonna show here in a little bit. I mean, think about it. If these people wasn't in, the people that they helped, you know what I'm saying, that they promoted themselves as far as getting in, is in here, and they're changing the world in front of you. All these laws and shit like this, those people who said they helped get them in is held responsible for this. They changing everybody's life. It was their decision to change everybody's life. The shit that we got to put up with that we shouldn't have to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Our little girls going to the bathroom and a goddamn man dressed like a girl coming out and shit like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of shit that goddamn they wanted to help put in here. You know what I'm saying? Just to make some other people happy who could have been happy without all this extra attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we really got to open our eyes. They already tried to take out our youth. I mean, not the youth. They tried to take out our elders. Most of our elders already. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get it down to probably a certain age group so they can mess up their brains to be hypnotized fucking zombies within the next 24, 25 years. That's the way it looks to me. If they're walking around like these Chinese motherfuckers and Cubans and stuff like that. Matter of fact, Joy, you old enough. I'm not sure how old Kane is, but god daggone, y'all remember the wall coming down in I believe that was East Berlin back in the late 80s. That was communism.
Yeah, right.
We was breaking those people out of communism. You know what I'm saying? What sense do it make us to go into communism if we was breaking people out of communism across the world. These people was enslaved people getting their ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? You on social media, these people on social media in Cuba trying to report what's going on. You got the fucking federal police kicking in their fucking door, snatching them off their camera while they live. This is what we want in this country? Just because we couldn't get rid of a couple of racist cops and shit and we didn't know how to clean up our own fucking house? You know what I'm saying? A lot of responsibility come down to us. It ain't up to them to change laws and change people. We have to change ourselves too. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm about to be ignorant real fast. Because when you brought that up about the wall being torn down in communism, I remember in the movie with Oprah Winfrey and all them, Women of Bruce's Place, when they tore down the wall, trying to get their own justice in America for Black people, but we only help outside of our country. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the help we need within. That's why you got people like Stephen A. Jackson going on record or going on TV apologizing to, and you know, I don't know how to be politically correct about saying this without sounding bad, but when are we gonna get our apologies in life from our own people?
How do we know we ain't already got what we already want? It seems like they trying to keep us confused for some reason. What really went on in the past? Or we really have ownership over something that they don't want us to grab attention to? Because they do a lot of extra work to keep us confused. That's why I'm saying we whatever's going on in this witch cult, we need to reverse shift of what's going on. You can't be anti-American and live in this country. That's not going to work. We're already behind enemy lines with no friends. And you setting your whole culture up. That don't make much sense to me. It never did.
About how the leadership of Black women, because I have something to say about the Corey Richardson situation. She was suspended, but then celebrated at the ESPYs. She still was able to go to the ESPY Awards. To me, I feel like you still celebrating our culture in a negative light, because she shouldn't be celebrated after what she did, because it's still showing that we're still behind a little bit. But that's the limit of leadership, because we can celebrate women doing bad, but I don't know. That's just how I felt. When I seen her at the SBA Awards, I said that was crazy.
I think she got paid off, Joy.
Yeah, she did.
She got what?
She got paid off. That's just another distraction. I mean, a headliner, you know, to get attention to the Olympics, which is the main agenda, to make money.
I think majority of this Olympic team is about to make our country look real bad on purpose. I mean, they're not going to perform right. That's just my theory on this shit. I mean, looking at the basketball team, looking at what this girl did as far as turning her back on the flag. I mean, yeah, we had problems in this country, but that was an in-house problem. That shit shouldn't be televised or broadcast around the world, because that a lot of that stuff we can fix our damn self. But if they keeping people's minds fucked up, you know what I'm saying, we can't fix these problems. A lot of these people came from the same damn areas. They talking about this fucked up, but they sitting there with them millions and thousands of dollars and shit. You can get your ass up and do the same damn thing. You ain't got to do it that way, but you can do something. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta keep sitting there and keep using excuses and using their excuses at that. You know what I'm saying? Well, why you can't do nothing? Well, man, it's the Semitic or whatever the Semitic racism that's in this area. This area was redlined and this and that. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep using excuses. There's too many people progressing for you to keep using excuses, and that's what they depend on. They keep feeding this shit in our brain. Keep feeding this shit in our brain. Now they're trying to feed it to our kids with critical race theory. Now all of a sudden they're going to teach black kids that the white kids are the oppressors. What kind of shit is that? They not even at the playground no more. They worrying about goddamn the white kid over that motherfucker's a witch hunt. That's too young to be even worrying about that 6, 7, 8 years old.
I've been
as long
trying
as they
to
keep us in the
I've been trying to find a way to talk about a subject for so long. Because it's not funny, but it's kind of interesting because, once again, speaking about my age, I took an African American. Well, no, because I think MoneyBoy's girlfriend or crush she have, what's that little girl name with the colorful nails, the basketball player girl? She got a degree in African American studies. I took African American studies when I was in college, and I felt so excited when I took that class. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't know all of this stuff. But now they're taking it. I had to take it in college. So just imagine they are about to take out the whole conversation about slavery, and they didn't really teach that when I was in school either. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I didn't really learn too much about that either. But now they, like you said, they about to just wipe all of that out. We ain't gonna know nothing about nothing no more.
And that's the thing I don't understand.
Is not gonna know about slavery. I'm just gonna say that my 8-year-old's kids is not gonna know about slavery.
The thing is, that's going to turn them against us because we're going to be stuck in a certain mind frame of somewhat of the truth. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of filling in the blanks to do. If you do your history right, you know how to fill in the blanks and learn the trickery that they did to know how to, you know what I'm saying? They teaching them stuff that didn't happen and stuff like that. They actually altering history. So that means all the stuff, especially the conscious community and stuff like that, a lot of Asian African stuff ain't gonna be there. They ain't gonna be able to find that. All that work our teachers did, you know what I'm saying, the Dr. Benz, the Dr. Clarks, all that stuff gonna get erased. So you're never gonna find yourself ever again. And when I mean find yourself ever again, once you have a kid, you know what I'm saying, you making another you. You know what I'm saying? Genetically, they didn't give us the mathematics or the science to how this thing is actually working genetically as far as your offsprings, but you following, it's like an echo. You echoing yourself throughout time. You look behind you, you got over 10 million grandparents. You know what I'm saying? If one of them failed, there's no you. So as long as you keeping this thing moving, you're as long as you keeping this moving, you're keeping the flow moving a certain way. They're about to disrupt all that. We ain't gonna have. It's gonna be. We'll never find ourselves again. As far as knowing somewhat of a root of where we came from, the knowledge, the science, the mathematics that we had is all gonna be corrupt. As far as future generations, which is fucked up. If y'all following along what I was saying.
Oh, our future. Listen, I'm gonna say this right now. We got. I might be. I want to say dark skin, but I'm a darker skinned woman. Trey is darker skinned brown. Then we got Kane that's what golden, and Matt, you claim you're not golden, but you golden. There's not going to be a color no more.
No.
There's not going to be no way we can like. We're not going to know who is who anymore. That list, you're going to have to check everything on that list in 1 second. Point blank, period.
That's a whole new world order, one world order thing.
How is that a one world order? It's already happening though. Big K.
That's what I'm saying. They mixing all the races together to be one race, and then you're gonna have one religion, one government, one currency.
And I don't think that's going to happen right now, because from what I'm seeing, it's falling apart all across the world, and that shit is funny to watch.
It might be a rift in the plan, but that to me was the plan.
It's a plan, but the person who's been trying to control the power to get the main head of that motherfucker, if it fails down, it's going to feel bad for another 100 years or so.
I think what we have going on right now is I think the elites is fighting for control of who is the top seat. Okay. That's what I think going on right now. Is the elites are fighting for who has control, which family is the top seat, and that's why it's so much chaos. And that's how they do, order out of chaos. They got to make it chaotic so they can seem like they're helping to get some order and
justice. Let's be a little ignorant for 2 seconds. I'm sorry, guys. Let's be a little ignorant for 2 seconds. I'm not asking that black man to have sex with that different race woman. I'm not asking that woman from a different race to have sex with a different race man. How's that a plan? People are doing sex with different races, and this is the reason why shit is so crazy. All these mix of mutts running. Oops, I said mutts. I mean, different races of people running around here. Now the government. Totally different thing.
If they didn't want it to happen, they would make it a law for it not to happen. And it would either
have sex with a different race, or
if they didn't want it to mix, you looking at it. That's what I'm saying. They want everybody to mix together.
Yeah, we're nothing but an experiment to them.
It's a melting pot. That's what America is, a melting pot. Why you think every other country wants to be like America, but they hate us? Come on. Think about
it. Guys, so you telling me the government told other races to have sex with each other so they can have mixed children?
They didn't tell them. They just let them do it.
They structure them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? Why you think Americans were planted? They have just about an army. But anywhere they go, they leave an army base or Air Force base, and they Americanize. They Americanize those countries.
I'm turning my camera on for you two guys down here. So you telling me America told people to have wait a minute, let me slow down. So
nobody told nobody to do anything. They just allowed it to happen because it's human nature that you're gonna be having sex with whatever, your hormones. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you go mess with them. Why you think the so-called slave master was having sex with the black women? You know what I'm saying? They held the white women.
We was raping them.
Okay, and they let those little mixed babies live, didn't they?
To tell you the truth, they've been doing that since the slave trade. If they stop down in the islands and pick up 300-400 slaves, come up the coast, drop 200 off and got daggone, or drop 100 off in Florida, pick up 100, come up the coast, drop off another 100 in Virginia, pick up 100. You know what I'm saying? Go all the way up the coast and then go back to Africa and do that shit all around. And they was doing this for 100-200 years. They mixed all of us up like that already, as far as, you know what I'm saying, to mingle with each other. Just in that way. And
Yeah.
that explains why none of us can get along, because all of us have a different genetic background that's all blending together and stuff. We don't know if we're going up or down right now. You got hunter gatherers mixed with a doctor culture and all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
I get you.
So in a England meaning, I mean, just melting together. Period has been centuries. There's centuries of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
centuries in the making.
even when you look at some of those Greek statues and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You'll notice they have curly hair. You know what I'm saying? We can't tell what skin tone they are because these are stone statues, but that short, thick, kind of curly hair, we know we see that with white and black mix. You know what I'm saying? So who was these Greeks at this certain time and stuff? Are we reenacting history or Romans at this time? Or they kind of like the same, but you know what I'm saying? Did they play this out before?
It could be. It
Because I
could
think
be a reenactment.
because communism don't fail throughout history. The- Ever since it's been ever since they tried to make it up, it's failed every single time. And I think it's over 100 times throughout history, as far as a couple of thousands of years, 2, 3, 2,500 years or so. This shit don't work.
But I think the ultimate plan is one, one rule over everybody.
That is the ultimate plan. Because I mean, we don't realize how they trying to do it. Most church people don't realize, man, their churches was about to disappear. But it's still possible if we don't get our head out of our ass. You know what I'm saying? Take a look up at Canada and shit. They getting the story one way, like how I was talking to part of my presence about it or whatever. I wanted to hear his side of seeing how they feeding it to him. It was like the natives are burning down the churches because of such and such this, such and such that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I'm not religious, but to me, it's not a good sign for what our future is. As far as if they can just now all of a sudden just start burning down churches. It was wrong for them to blow up our churches, but if what is supposed to be going on here is already going on there, as far as what I'm saying. If you follow the politics of the news as far as worldwide, you understand what the prime minister agreed to as far as this world union forum or thing that was forming a couple of months ago and stuff. And he said he was all in. You know what I'm saying? The way he's moving around in this country up there right now, it look like, psh, yeah, that's going to be a reset. They don't see it yet, but it's going to be a reset in damn Canada. It looked like we the only ones that really punched them in their mouth, and I think other countries are seeing that, and they starting to come up because we are the last beacon of freedom as far as the world, whether we realize it or not. Well, I don't talk y'all to sleep.
Nah.
Well, give me a second. I have somebody in the back, and I just want to see who they were.
Man came to pod.
I wasn't trying to get you on my. I'm sorry. So I have somebody that's coming up. If you can give me something, because the last time I allowed somebody on my panel, they were pretty nice. So Siyeyletre, aka, if you can turn your camera on.
Oh, I know who that is. That been
Oh, okay.
I know them.
All right.
And they've been in Dr.
I'm
Jefferson
about.
chat
I'm
lately too.
allowed. All right. Hello, greetings.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So
What up?
Yeah,
I
everything's good.
apologize for the entry. It just be a lot of ignorant people that come on here doing silly stuff. So
Well, you know what? Let me speak to the ignorant people. You know what's so funny is Black people have been wanting things like the internet for so long, and black people have been wanting cell phones that record, and now we have all those things. And that's what I told another panel. The biggest enemy is the black person who wants to be a goofball, the black person who wants to internally fight, whether they male or female. You know, it seemed like this invention of the internet and the cell phone has caused black people specifically to turn on a internal entertainment, and they don't research half the stuff they say. It's kind of like they get stuff off the TV and then they just feel like I can make some money off this. Let me turn the camera on and start lying to the people, give them some half information I just heard. And then you ask them little questions like, okay, where did you read this, or who created this term, or and then they're not able to do that. And so to my greater point about what you just said, Joy, is that people come on and try to screw up panels or what have you, because I think, this they don't, they kind of like really getting into the entertainment and goofball of everything. And it's like you're supposed to use the internet and the cell phone to make you more intellectual. But I guess in this community, we hate intellect and we call it cooning.
Exactly.
Marco.
And I didn't mean to be disrespectful. It's just like the last time I allowed somebody just to come free, to come over here and talk with us, because this is what we do. We have open conversation. Last time I had that happen, somebody came over here with some, I don't know, it's like, we're going to have a conversation, but people really don't want to have a conversation, which is cool beans. Trolling is just life for people. I shouldn't be exempt from it. MoneyBoy is not exempt from it. Militant is not exempt from it. Big Kane is not. Nobody is exempt from being trolling. But it's just like, damn. Get up there and But so the conversation we're having is the leadership of Black women in America. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think I'm gonna go last because I lived international for a long time, and so I got the outside look. Like I'm from the hood, but I got a chance to live overseas for 4 years and then come back.
Oh no,
And
we need you to go first.
well, okay. Other than melanated places like Caribbean and Africa, name me one place that's woman led.
Africa's not even woman led. They getting their cleats and shit.
No, I can pull up. I can Google Lou. There is a part of Africa that has nothing but women that represent. What?
Okay, but if you can find one or two countries in Africa that have women leadership, that's still not saying that it's leadership.
So let's ask this question, then, Money Boy, just so we can qualify it. What do you enjoy consider leadership? Because maybe there's a disparaging of what y'all consider leadership to be. It ain't necessarily a person who's female in charge, or could it be everything the guys do is for a female and not for their own sons? So how would you define leadership?
Well, the women saying they run it, they're strong, they don't need a man. The shit that they're spouting off now is what they consider leadership.
Mhm.
How about if men go against Kane and Mad Militant for the sake of joy? Wouldn't you consider that female leadership? If me
At
and
the
you, if me
well,
and you go against Mad Militant for the sake of joy, wouldn't that be
I wouldn't say
female
it's
leadership?
leadership more than female manipulation. She's using her feminine charms to get the desired reaction that she wants.
Hmm. Okay. Well, now that I got to understand, and I would say this: manipulation. Guys, males who are manipulated only really happens in the African, Caribbean, and USA black community. England don't have it like that. Germany don't have it. France don't have it. The black people in Russia don't have it. It's just female manipulation only happens in the USA, Africa, and Caribbean spots. When you go outside of blackness, nobody European or Latin allows women to control them. And that's my answer.
We're over sexualized here in those places that you named.
Sex sells.
Hey, it's not selling, it's that we want it because that's all that's pushed to us. So we're willing to let women manipulate us for sex.
Here in America, a black dude don't care about his own son. He care about a woman. I remember Patrice O'Neal made a great joke about it. He said, "Would you give up your family and all the peace and niceness have for that woman behind the garbage pan?" And he said, "Oh, but look at her, look at her with all the garbage just dangling from her." I just look at that's what happens here in the U.S. You got dudes who they'll talk about dating more than they talk about the fact that they help their son get at the job that they work at. And when you go overseas, black French dudes, black German dudes, they talking about their son and their daughter. They ain't talking about women or dating.
This is true. The American Negro is a mess.
Okay, so I have a question for Mr. Research. With that, what you just said, because I think we had a discussion about this before, about the males, because I see that the females are being bashed right now on this manipulation situation. How do you feel about 50 Cent disowning his child for the sake of a woman and the life he's living?
So once again, I say, we got to do the research. So I actually researched that whole thing. I followed that whole thing back when. Now, Joy, I'm gonna see how much you check this out. Did you know that 50 Cent gave her a house to live in with her boyfriend and his child?
Yes.
Okay, so you up on it. So the way I answer that is all this little boy's life, Curtis 50 Cent been doing everything he can to make that little boy's life good. Even overpaying his mama child support, according to the court records. We know this because when she wanted to get more money after his vitamin water money came in, she petitioned the court, and the court said, "Oh no, actually, he's paying you too much. I'm gonna drop you from 60 G's a month to 12 G's." So everything that little boy has experienced is through his mom. His love for his mom causes him to hate his dad. Because
so let's talk about this. Even though that has happened, let's talk about the social media humiliation behind it. Because now you're in the forefront, and your father is telling you in front of everybody, "I don't fuck with you." Well, excuse my French. "I don't mess with you. I don't want nothing to do with you."
So that part, 50 Cent, and I said this about old boy when he was still with Jam Master Jay. Some black dudes in the hood, there's a reason why we got to shoot at them, fight them, because they don't know when to stop. They like childish. You know what I'm saying? They don't know when to stop. He grew up with his mom. His mom was a medium-sized dope dealer up underneath somebody else that was big. And the reason I put that in there is because he's been around money. He's had somewhat protection. And then as he started doing his dirt, he was good at protecting himself. So for whatever reason, dude, he don't know how to stop being childish. So to your point, Joy, on that point, dude, he just don't know how to stop. He's kind of like what's going on with Hassan Campbell. You know, he don't know how to chill out. Your boy Nick Cannon. You don't know how to chill out. You're drawing too much attention to yourself.
And
So it's that type of stuff.
I only bring that up as because, you know, the leadership of black women and, you know, how it's leading the country is because we make excuses for the black man that can be leading the country as well because they got the money. But we're watching them do the same things, do the same things as we've been seeing when I don't know how everybody else grew up, but I grew up watching the same behaviors. I just was able to get out of it. I didn't marry into it. I didn't have kids by people like that. I just watched people with money in the forefront, and then we got to blame the black woman for everything that's happening in the country today.
So let me speak to that. So ultimately, it's the dude's fault. And I'm going to say that, not pandering, but it's just that we're supposed to be warriors. We ain't supposed to be negotiators. And there's too many dudes trying to negotiate. There's too many dudes trying to run to other cultures, you know, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. It's just that you need to do it quietly, not to where nah, look what I did. You ain't supposed to do it like that. So let's back up all the way to that time when afros, when people were calling people kings and queens. You know, it's unfortunate, man. I tell women all the time, there are over 400 love songs written by black men, specifically for black women, referencing black women in the lyrics. Key thing, referencing black women in the lyrics. Facial features, skin color, nose, all type of stuff, okay? There's only 12 written by black women for black men. Let that sink in for a minute. Only 12. Now, if you go into the reggae or the African, you'll get probably over 200 from them, but not the USA blacks. So my point in saying that is that I think for a long time, women have turned the argument about men rebutting or replying to what they initiated. It's not an issue of who started what first. Even if I was to quiet all the black men and make them not say nothing about black women, here's what's going on. You got black women attacking black women right now, calling them pick-me's and mammies just because they love black men. Ain't no black man created that. You got black women attacking biracials and creating a war there. Ain't no black man involved in that. You see what I'm saying? At some point in time, our women got to step back and realize we're creating all these wars. We're fighting for women as a whole. And now those women are pushing us out of the office. When the last time any of you been to an office and saw a black female secretary or admin? Most of them are getting pushed out by Pakistanis and Indians who black women were fighting for. And now their own daughters can't get those jobs. Now the daughters is fighting a MoneyBoy's son for security. The daughters is fighting Kane's son for a construction job, and so on and so on. So, Joy, the answer to your question, I'm gonna give somebody else the mic, but the answer to your question, Joy, is it's not really the dudes. The women got to start being accountable for the fact that they're creating wars and asking men for protection at the same time.
Well, look at what they do with the flip flop guys. You know what I'm saying? They look up more to them guys than they do real men. You know what I'm saying? And most of these men are walking around trying to look like females while y'all sitting there holding that power. Like he was saying about the other races coming in taking that position. You also got to worry about the flip-flops that's going to come up there that can look like you and everything to take your position while y'all hyping them up.
They don't really have to worry about the flip-flop because they do a little unique thing with the flip-flop guys. They will laugh and joke with the flip-flop guys, and then they will go to non-blacks and address those flip-flop guys as men when it's convenient for them to make a power move. Let me give you an example. You had a video of a black gay hairdresser slapping a woman after the woman repeatedly kept getting in his face at his shop while he's doing hair. All of a sudden, the sisterhood said, look at this man slap this woman. So, they kind of use them to an advantage. I heard a former gay coworker tell me that. He said, what, you think just because I laugh with, no, they look at me as a man just like they don't care if my wrist is bent. When it's convenient for them.
I'm talking about the one. I'm talking about the ones that run around trying to look like the ratchet women, really looking like the ratchet women. The position that they're going to play as far as taking women's positions, as far as the laws that's being created, where I don't even think they got to reveal their gender. You know what I'm saying? They look just like women. They as far as what I'm saying is they have a lot of competition ahead of them and don't realize it, and a lot of that stuff they actually put themselves into that position.
Well, it probably does happen. I work in corporate. I don't see it like that, but I'm sure that it does happen.
Don't get stuck in no closet.
Ooh. Closet?
I said, don't get stuck in no closet.
Nah, no, it don't even go down like that. No, I'm a manager, bro. I don't know. I'm not even gonna be in no vicinity like that.
You stuck in the closet with one of them coworkers, boy, you thought was a woman, boy.
Well, you know what? Look, I did a class like 6 years ago, where I told a bunch of dudes. I said, if you go in the closet to get some paper clips, and the girl goes in the closet behind you to get some pencils, tears her bra and runs out and yells rape, what do you think's going to happen? I said, you're going to spend the next 2 years trying to prove it didn't happen. And even if they find out she lying, she going to be working the entire time getting a check while you fighting. And once they find out that she ain't going to tell the truth, they're going to give you some type of compensation and let you come back to work in the hopes that you don't sue them. But they're not going to do a darn thing to her. She's going to be working the whole time.
Yeah, that is true. Damn shame, but it's true.
Does anybody disagree?
I think if a woman is caught lying, she should get the same time he was gonna get.
Well, she can't, because there's going to be a man to protect her at all times. So it doesn't matter if you got video evidence that she lying. I mean, we saw that with the with the white woman at the Victoria's Secret. The cop came there, saw the video, still protected the white woman.
And we saw that with Bill Cosby. They need to be in jail too.
Oh, you mean all the women who never went to a police detective, and the two women who did go to a police detective? The female detective said she can't find no evidence.
Exactly.
Yeah, them people.
But I blame black men again. I don't blame no circumstances, because we as black men have to start getting our disposable money together, join forces like Voltron, and start publicly protecting our image. How do you think white males is able to do the stuff that they do? You see, Robert Kraft got caught. That don't mean nothing. All his partners got together. They made it go away. You see some other people got caught. Woody Allen and so on and so forth. That don't matter. All his white partners got together, financially made it go away. Black dudes would rather see another black dude sit on the island and deal with it. We find out years later, somebody didn't even do nothing. Like to Joy's point about Bill Cosby. I always ask people, where did he say he admitted it? What page is that on? Because I got the whole deposition. What page is that on? Oh, he said he did something in the 60s. Okay. So you saying if Mad Militant is smoking weed right now, and we used to be illegal in the 80s, but get this, in 1910, weed was legal. So we done went from weed being legal in 1910 to it not being legal in the 70s and 80s and 90s to it being legal in 20. So Mad Militant is smoking weed with somebody and she brought the weed. So in 2030, we gotta send Mad Militant to jail because now weed is illegal again? What sense does that make?
And that's some kind of form of double jeopardy. Hold on.
No, it's not. That's what they getting Bill Cosby. That's what they getting Bill Cosby on. They're trying to say he admitted it in the 60s, according to his deposition. Yeah, I had Quaaludes. I mean, if they wanted to, so you would get drugs for people who you wanted to have sex with? Yeah, that's what we did in the studio 54 days.
Yeah, my mom told me that. She used to be.
But they trying to say that's an admission of guilt for what happened in 2004.
I thought he had gave her some Benadryl.
That's what it says, and that's what the police found at his home, and that's what they tested it as.
For real? It was Benadryl for real?
Big Kane, he actually gave her codeine, but continue.
How did he give her codeine? Where's that? What page is that on?
It was a joke.
Oh.
I said codeine too. Not codeine, codeine. Big Kane know what I'm talking about.
Okay, but
yeah, Benadryl was what I heard.
Well, how about this, Kane? Did you read the part where she drunk brandy 3 times that night? By the fireplace, on the couch, when he touched her inner thigh? She's the one who says she kept sipping. So how do we know she wasn't dizzy from that? And why is that not a factor when these white people get on these news reports and try to talk about it like
that? It's all I think it was a setup. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Well, it had to be a setup when the judge tells you you cannot bring your witness, Marjorie Jackson, to the first court case. You're not allowed to. She can't take the stand. Huh?
I think it's just all a dog and pony show, man. Just something. Just another distraction.
No, I say it's because black males are not financially feared. We are penis feared, but we not financially feared. The day we get financially feared and intellectually feared, and you start seeing us going up and having scientific discussions or being at the forefront of business discussions, like then you'll see white folks really do treat us the way they treat these dudes in England, which is a little bit better, but not perfect. The dudes in England get treated a way lot better than black Americans get treated by Americans.
Time to create, tell you the truth. Now is the time to get going, man. If you take a look at New York City, it looked like what's the Warriors movie about to happen and shit. That was from the 70s and shit. That shit, it looked like it can get bad real quick. The windows boarded up, the gates are down over everything and stuff, and everything is out of lockdown. But it's like a lot of businesses crashed last year that can't come back. You know what I'm saying? We about to get this little mix whatever, I guess, about to take over if that's possible, if that happens, you know what I'm saying? Still, what position we hold in as far as some real power. We don't have a black president. Now we got a black vice president that could be president because this dude is senile. There's something wrong with him. But is I mean, still, what power are we holding? You know what I'm saying? We up here, we potting and stuff like that. We creating this avenue, but what are others doing, man, to even get their foot in the door? They just respecting these handouts.
It's, it's getting better. I seen over like the last 10 years, it's more woke. People waking up to what's really going on than it used to be. It's like a slow process, but time
Well,
running out. You know what I'm saying?
I look at it as people joined in helping these KKK white folks bash Obama without realizing Paul Ryan was the one stopping Obama from doing everything. But because we wasn't well read on politics, we sit and blame Obama. I did a video a couple of years ago on 5 things Obama did for the black community you didn't even know,
What's
especially
those?
especially
Break,
child support. Well,
break,
let's
break
start with
those
child
down.
support. Let's start with child support. Number one, he tried to exonerate child support interest, and late fees. Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell stopped it. Go look it up.
Okay.
He actually created a paralegal system within child support that between the hours of, let's say, I think it's like 11 and 2, you can go down and the with a state paid paralegal and prepare your paperwork if you can't afford a lawyer, just to save you money. Obama created that. Obama also created something called COPE. COPE will let you take the interest on your child support and let you pay the principal, and then you can negotiate the interest, and the interest is what kills you the most. I personally don't have no kids, but I know because I'm part of men's rights, and we helped to pass a law against father of record. Father of record is if Joy says, I was kicking it with Kane back in 1994, and Kane is a child of my father, the court would just automatically go after Kane without checking anything. But now through what we've helped done is in 2005, Tennessee, Chicago, and California will not allow that father of record loophole to happen until a actual DNA has been established. Joy would not get $1 until Kane is actually found and they swab the inside of his mouth and get the DNA connected with the baby. But again, me not having no kids, I just gave 12 G's over 5 years, like 500 here, 600 there, 12 G's of my money to help make that happen for other brothers who I don't even know. And that's why I said we as brothers, we got to get disposable money and start giving back. Miss Loving Life, I'm going to answer your question later on, but I'm going to share the mic with these brothers, but I will answer your question about the men on the panel.
Shit, go ahead and answer.
No, I like to share the mic. I don't want to be
In
the only
8
one talking.
years, which I mean, in 8 years, you said you was gonna name 5 things. We had this president for 8 years. All right. What was wrong with our black agenda at that point? That we need so much from this white cracker now. You know what I'm saying? If he was in there for 8 years.
Well, first of all, we didn't realize politics. Only so many of us black people understood politics thoroughly. Like, for example, Dick Cheney screwed up America. We should have never joined white folks into bashing Obama because Dick Cheney was the real enemy. But
I mean, all of them are kind of like enemies.
No, you can't do the all. So you can't do the all of them thing, or you should not do the all of them thing because it gives white people coverage when you do that. You got to really, when you're dealing with politics, you got to be really specific. Go ahead.
And that's one thing we got to stop doing. If niggas think that nigga crossed us up, niggas got to be able to call that nigga out. And no matter what, he was a United States president. If he was like that, that was a president over everybody. Fuck his fucking color. Because truthfully, I think he did some underhanded shit that got us fucked up in the game right now. And I'm trying to figure it out. Like you said, a lot of us wasn't up into politics like that. So a lot of the rocks we just really unturning as we go back. A lot of things look good, and a lot of things, boy, the game ain't fair. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this dude.
Did you just do a play off your?
A couple of things to get through, but yeah, buddy. You know I'm always for the man. That's been part of my shit for like 30 years now. You know what I'm saying? The game ain't fair. You don't want to roll with that stuff.
My thing is, you know, when we say just because it's color, all I ask is people to be detailed. When people cannot name nothing Obama did that's anti whatever, I know four things he did that were wrong. But if you can't name it, and people out there, I ain't talking about nobody on this panel, I'm talking about the people listening to the replay. The people listening to the replay, if you can't name something in detail that the dude did, then I'm kind of warning you, you helping white folks. Never help white folks with their argument. Make sure that you know in detail what it is you have a disagreement with. And if not, take the time to just research it. But go ahead.
Don't even take, I mean, yes, do all that, but never be scared to bring something up, because you might get your answer on somebody's response just by bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? If you come to me with something wrong and I think my side is right, I'm gonna give you my, you know what I'm saying, my side. You might see what I'm saying and you might not. But later on you might, or I might see your point later on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we can't keep running from a lot of these conversations, because things that we're hearing now, the things that come to light, because like you said, a lot of us wasn't paying attention. Certain deals, certain movements, like what we going through right now as far as the pandemic and all that stuff. I heard it was supposed to go down in 2008. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go down in 2008 because somebody chose the money route instead of the witch call route. You know what I'm saying? So if that was the case, he kind of spared us, because this thing is supposed to be a whole lot worse than what it's doing right now. And it's like, but even with that money route, how did that even benefit us? The laws and stuff that went in the on the Wall Street and stuff like that, it looked like it benefited more of the people in Congress and the Senate, who passed the laws and who had the money to dump right into the stock market right after they passed these laws. 10 million in Microsoft and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the head of the house, I believe. So it's like, this dude, what did he really do for us where we can't say what we want about him? I saw us getting shot dead in the streets while he was sitting in the seat. The same thing that's going on now that we trying to make an issue. That shit was going on. Freddie Gray, let me see, Castillo, what's his name? Castillo, homeboy from St. Louis, whatever. What's that? That area. I think that was like one of the early ones. The one that charged at the cop and got shot and shit. Like Mike Brown, I believe it was, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? All these happened under his watch. What really happened?
So when somebody's when you are, let's say you own a whole company that's nationwide, I can't really focus on one store in Wisconsin. I can't, just because you own this company nationwide. If me and Joy mess up managing the district of Washington D.C., it don't fall on you. It falls on me and Joy. So I always say like this: look, when things happen, you got to really get on your county governor representatives. We as black people let most black people don't even know they own district representative. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when they
It is
put,
true.
you know, when your street sweeper ain't acting right, you don't even have your district representative on speed dial. You don't even know their Twitter handle. You don't know who it is. When there ain't no money to fix a road or a stoplight where you at, you don't even know who your local county treasurer is. You don't even know who to complain to. Who's your city planner? So the reason I say that is we put all that on Obama. We put all that on the president. We put all that. No, that's your responsibility as a person over 34 years old to know who is running things in your city. Who changed the bus lanes? Why is the bus picking people up on the left and not on the right no more? Where did that money come from? 2 years later, why is my taxes up another 0.75? Oh, it went to that bus? You can't blame Obama. You got to blame yourself.
That is all true. But
Can't blame nobody for Trump.
Exactly, but they blamed everything on Trump though. But when we try to call out this black dude, we always hear things that you just said that most people should already know. You know what I'm saying? It's like we want to stay on target on what he really done, no matter who we had in our districts and stuff.
I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be ignorant at the same damn time. I went looking for Kanye West on my ballot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just because. Like, I didn't want to vote for nobody else. Like, fuck it. Let me just vote for Kanye. But they didn't let Kanye on the Vegas ballot. So I was like, damn. I just walked off.
You could have wrote him in. There's a section at the bottom for write in. You could just pencil him in. You could have penciled yourself in.
Crayon, crayon, yeah.
But even voting for him, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time, to not knowing how serious this election was going to be.
But was it really serious though, man, Militant?
Huh?
Is it really that serious?
We lost our country as far as this point. What you talking about?
For Kanye West, but how serious is it?
We lost our country as far as this point. We about to be communists on the next 2 years. Is that what you want for your kids?
You lost your country when Dick Cheney gave away all the money to China. That's when you lost your country. You can't blame nobody after Dick Cheney.
So what's this news I'm hearing on the back end about Federal Reserves, if you don't know?
You're going to hear that every year. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just to scare people who are not politics savvy. The gold reserve and the oil reserve is going to keep money number one forever. That's why it ain't changed yet.
I'm hearing it in reverse right now. Like something good has just happened, but it's something bad happened for the reserve, but it was in a benefit for us. I'm not sure if I'm saying this right or whatever.
Yes,
but so here's how it works. Going on that we don't know about.
Here's how it works. The way this country works financially, and this goes all the way to when Vanderbilt and Carnegie were bankrolling the USA before there was a treasury. Here's how it works. Anytime it's bad for the reserve, it's good for America. Anytime it's good for the reserve, it's bad for America. The reason being is because let me put it in a hood term. It's kind of like when people sell dope. If you got a big major dope dealer is out there giving away dope and dope prices is low because there's dope everywhere. Okay. It's good for him because he getting it off, but he ain't making the most money that he could be making. Now, if it's dry and ain't nobody really got nothing and he the main one, well, it's good for him, but everybody else is suffering because the prices is what it is. Right. So it's the same thing with the reserve. You want the reserve to be doing bad. You want Wall Street to be doing bad. Then the country does good. And it's been like that ever since Ronald Reagan went against union jobs. People like MoneyBoy and Kane, they could have GED'd at 16, not even finished high school, and went straight into a $60,000, $70,000 factory job. But Ronald Reagan got rid of all that when he started trying to flood America with immigrants. That's how we got the first wave of Mexicans and all that type of stuff. Not hating on them, it's just what it is. And then when Bill Clinton did NAFTA, that really killed it. So you lost the country a while ago. Let me answer this question real quick. Love Life says, when men on the panel, you're saying that you would let women manipulate you. I don't think nobody on the panel said they would let women manipulate them. I'm saying there are men out here, the Derek Jacksons of the world, who will sit up here, tell a woman everything she wants to hear in order to get some vagina. And he will sacrifice his family for it, Miss Loving Life.
Oh, I'm here. I was waiting for a response.
Turn the chat on. I hadn't even been looking at the chat. Got my eyes closed going in the zone.
But I also believe I'm gonna say this. I think that was a delayed comment because when we talk about the manipulation of women and men, that was way, I think maybe 45 to an hour ago. So maybe it's a refresh moment that we have to have, because I don't see the comment number either. But I appreciate you answering it in a timely manner that you answering it, because that came into perspective of the Derek Jackson, whatever his name is. Wherever he is now.
Who is this Derek Jackson? I couldn't tell you who this dude. I still don't know who Kevin Samuels is. I seen the guy. I never seen the show.
He's like a KS. He's a YouTuber, Instagrammer guy that's relationship, and he got caught up by cheating on his wife, and shit just blew up in his face. But as time goes by, he slipped his way back into the social media world where people forget, because that's what social media is all about. It's either a week, 2 weeks, to a month, to a year, but people are usually able to come back and rebrand themselves, and everybody be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, what happened? So, because I saw him in his car again talking about relationships. I was like, bruh, did you even go fix your wife some breakfast this morning? Like,
no, he got to pay rent. You got to pay rent. That you trying to get YouTube money to pay rent.
Yeah, and that's another thing. All it did was spark the. I bet, hey, his coochie stock went up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm ignorant like that. His coochie stock went up. Nothing happened. His wife is still gonna be with him, and he got some new extra females in his life now.
You know, a lot of dudes, man. I tell dudes all the time, man, and dudes get mad when I say this because they think we supposed to be pimps and players for life. But I said, look, man, ever since this Bill Cosby case came around in 2004, y'all better start going to the brothel like these white dudes do. Y'all better start going to the spa and get a happy ending, because dating for free, trying to run pimp game, that woman now has 40 years to come back and put a case on you. 40 years. Her lawyer's going to be free because that's going to be county appointed. Her detective's going to be free. And the judge is going to be rocking with the whole county. You're going to have to drop 5, 15 G's, depending on how long the case go. And even if they prove that you're not guilty, it's going to take you a while to repair your reputation. So throw another 5 years on that. Meanwhile, she gonna be working every day like nothing happened.
Why you think women don't see the damage that this do?
Why do they have to? There's always a man to protect her.
Then they shouldn't have no problem as with us blaming them for everything falling apart.
Yeah, they don't have no problem with it because it's just verbal. Just because, see, the black man being verbal, complaining, or expressing his opinion about what women are doing just makes the black man look weaker to other men. See, to an outside Latin man, he looked like you a child. To the outside white man, it looked like you a child. Now I'm gonna oppress you harder, black man, because you look like you very weak complaining about these chicks. And I'm even gonna get on the mic and pledge all these millions of dollars to black women just so we can snuff you out. The complaining black man doesn't help nobody. He's actually the enemy of black sons by getting on the microphone complaining. What you need to do is get your money, pass some laws against those people who are making laws for women. If you can't do that, I mean, Kelly Muller just passed a law in 3 weeks ago, stating that if Joy buys alcohol while Mad Militant is kicking it with Joy, and they in the room, and Joy is just drinking, Mad Militant ain't put it in her mouth, he ain't bought it, he ain't pouring her no cups, none of that. It says if Joy and Mad Militant do something together, Mad Militant is still to blame.
Man, why you use me? Why didn't you use MoneyBoy?
Well, I used him already for an example, but my point is that Kelly Moore, a white man, created that law. Ain't no woman created that law. So why are men not going against Kelly Moore?
True, because I guess I mean I'm not too into it, but to me it looked like we'll always get outnumbered, or it looked like the power is always in the way they're moving. They do look like they do got a lot of power.
They don't. It's men doing it. Men are afraid to stop men. That's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with women.
They don't. To me, it's a false image, but visual. That's how it's looking. Even to them, inside of them, they think the black girl magic is really some power. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, should we, like you said, we should just sit back and say nothing and let them fall on their face? Because it ain't no talking to them. You know what I'm saying? We can sit here and do all the fighting they want. They still ain't going to respect us.
A warrior does not negotiate.
What we negotiating?
Anytime you
say y'all got quiet on that one. I was waiting for that one.
Anytime you plead with women to understand, you're negotiating. Anytime you express to women so that they understand, you're negotiating. Anytime you ask women to come to the table, you're negotiating.
Word.
Black males are the only ones that negotiate with women.
Wow. Where is are you serious right now?
Go ahead, Russia ain't up here.
I was just about to say that's what I was looking for. I think when I said, I was like, so you know this for a fact because you've been other races before in your life. I don't even know your race right now, sir. I'm sorry. I just see a suit jacket with a red tie. So I don't know what your race is, but
I'm Black ADOS American.
So how do you know the statement you just made that? How do you know that for sure?
Okay, let's dig into the detail. Which part of it do you disagree with?
The last thing you just said.
That black males are the only ones.
Statistics behind it.
That black males are the only ones who ask for negotiation. That part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've been around. I lived in Romania, France, England, the Grill, Anytime you're in Europe, you jump on the train, you can be in Kakistan in 2 hours. It's that easy. My point in saying that is that these other cultures of men, they financially dominate their women. Their women, even when they making money, they're not in a position to overstep their bounds. And they know it. Because the richest
So
woman, which
other races of men don't negotiate with their women. Only
at all,
At all, not from what I see. Even when a
at
black
all.
woman is in an interracial relationship, you don't see them giving them the same problems that they would give us. They,
Let me
they, they shut the fuck up.
let me ask you this question, Joy. What do you consider negotiation? Let's
I know
break it
you
down. What
tell
do you,
me. You tell me because you obviously you have all the races. I don't know. I was just confused when you said that.
why
And
are
now
you
Van
confused?
Milton is co-signing it, so I guess it has to be true. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, why do you think it's not true? Let's put it back on you.
Because,
What?
because what you just said, other races is financially able to not have to negotiate. But how do you know that unless you're the other race?
Oh, I see what you're trying to say. You're trying to. Okay, no, that's a straw
I'm
man
completely
argument.
right.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
completely right.
That's off topic and putting it on me personally. I know
No,
I'm having a conversation about the topic. So I have experienced other cultures. That's how I know. So to answer your question directly, I have experienced other cultures. Gujaratis, Punjabis, uh, Yellow River Chinese, the Cantonese Chinese, the boat people Chinese. I've experienced other cultures.
no. You said that other men, other race of men don't have to go through this. I'm speaking as you. You said you are African American, right?
I'm kind of confused, Joy. Go ahead.
Are you African American?
For the second time, I am African American, ADOS, USA,
Okay, and
born and bred.
all right, and you said other race of men do not have to go through that. And I was saying, my point was, how do you know that if you're not of the race of men and you're one race, supposedly, allegedly, correct?
Yes. So what I'm saying is maybe this is something that, and I say this respectfully to you, maybe this is something you cannot fathom. Maybe
Um,
this is maybe this is something that's hard for you to see as a possibility. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but
like we
maybe in
could conversation.
maybe in this conversation, uh, you didn't know that a killer whale was actually a dolphin. See, by me telling you that, you like, what the hell are you talking about, Mr. Research?
That's what I was gonna say. What the hell are you?
Right. A killer
Yeah,
whale is
I
actually a
didn't say
dolphin. No. Real talk. Real talk. Zoology. A killer whale is actually a dolphin. It's not a whale.
I
But
know
see,
that.
maybe you, Joy, are stuck on the fact that it's a whale, and so I would back up and just say, hey, maybe you're
I
right.
never said that, sir. I'm letting you talk, so please not talk for me. But continue with your
Oh my
conversation.
goodness.
Oh yeah, oh
Let
yeah.
me be quiet. Let me be
She.
quiet. Let me
Oh
be
no,
quiet.
oh no. She warming you up, man. She trying to get the show rolling. Yes, sir.
I'm letting him talk. I just interject on this conversation he was having about the other men, culture of men.
I mean, from what I see visually, I do see black women treat other nationality of men a whole lot different than what we get. You know what I'm saying? The respect is different. You don't see them acting all wild, cutting up in the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's like they carry themselves totally different. Like they got common sense. Things that we can't get most of the time. Even when you're being great.
That might be true. I You know, I only experienced that when I watched World Star Hip Hop or something. So I don't know. I don't know. Kind of raising my daughter to be totally
you out
different
there,
from doing like that.
you out there fighting in the street and stuff. We gotta fight you just to get in the car, get you in the car. They tell you to get in the goddamn car, boy. Y'all shut the fuck up and get in the car. No, I'm playing. But that was just an analogy of what I'm trying to say.
But listen, because I just turned into a whole animal in the zoo. I was just trying to figure this one out. I lost my notes on that note.
Oh, I saw you warming up. I was about to hit the mute button. I'm like, he on his own.
Oh no, I recognized when she said, "Don't speak for me." I said, "Let me be quiet."
Yeah, that is the sign there.
You guys, you fellas, like seriously, you fellas gotta really stop.
But we know our black women, we know how to defuse the situation before it starts.
I guess so. I mean,
like I'm too hot for this shit right now. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
You know, it's. I think sometime, Joy, and I was at I had a dinner party like 4 weeks ago, and there was a woman who was speaking about black men and how she felt, you know, black men were not this and that in the dating world. And I was very patient. White guy talked at the dinner party. Native American guy talked. And then when I spoke, I said, you know, ladies, you really can't say this, that, and the other. And I said, you know, it's women's job to vet better and blah, blah, blah. The minute I said that, this other black woman said, you can't speak about black women like that. You generalize it. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. When the lady was speaking about black women, why was it not generalizing? And then the white guy jumped in to help her. I said, okay, here's what's happening. I, as a black man, am not allowed to have a human conversation.
Mm-mm.
I have to be controlled, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be free like the Native American guy who had 25 minutes of talking about what he was talking about, the white guy who you, black woman, did not interrupt, and the black woman who was talking about black men, and I didn't even interrupt. But the minute I start speaking as a human being, I'm told I can't do this.
Preach,
okay,
preach.
Let me be quiet then.
Let me ask you, fellas up here, black men, as you say, you guys are. So it's safe to say that you guys have racial anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? That's a label?
Yeah.
That's some new shit. You were.
Well, it's not new because what I'm hearing from this panel to MoneyBoy's panel, there's a lot of racial anxiety that you guys are having.
Even Can you define what that is? I've never heard that before.
Racial anxiety is that you have to have a race conversation and feel nervous about approaching different races in conversations. And every time you talking to someone else about it, it's always racial. And what I'm experiencing from being on these panels is that you guys have racial anxiety when it comes to black women, because it's always, well, when I was talking to this other race of people, I know how to talk to them, but when I get around these other kind of people, it's like anxiety comes around. And now it's like, oh, let me say this, and if I say it like that, so it's racial anxiety. So I'm asking you, do you guys know?
Is this some women trickery to escape accountability?
No, it's not about women. It's racial anxiety, because now you're putting a color on it.
I refuse that. I refuse that premise, and I choose my own.
This is my own observation of how I'm just talking to different men for the last couple of hours. It is a racial anxiety. It's either you can feel excited or manipulative or feeling some type of way when you're around some other cultures, but then when it comes to black women, it's like, oh, well, when I get around these people, they don't treat me like the black woman, but I get around you black women, now I'm afraid. I'm like, what?
Joy. Why do women do that when people are having a discussion?
Get out of there, militant. Get out of there, militant. Get out.
Racial anxiety.
No. We cool peoples.
Danger, militant. Danger.
We cool peoples. No, I was asking her, why do women do that when we're talking? And this is what I think this is almost like an example of what he just gave. It's like we're talking about witch calling, and all of a sudden it's like now we're this emotional creature when we're just talking about nothing to do with us. We're just talking about things that we see. How did you pin how did you pin that on us?
Hello, everybody.
I want to know, how did you pin that on us when we're just having a conversation about things that we notice? Inquiring minds want to know.
Hey, shout out to Miss Daly. Shout out to Miss Daly in the chat. No, it isn't that we don't like black women. Black males just want to be seen as human, and we don't want to be told that we're something. We want to make up those decisions for ourselves. To be honest, a lot of us are just afraid at this point. We tiptoe, and that's what it is. It's just afraid to say anything, afraid to hold a discussion that you're going to get verbally bashed or whatever. You just want to be able to talk to Miss Daly like Miss Daly. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier, Miss Daly, I was saying stuff about black guys. Had nothing to do with, I was saying stuff about black guys because that's what I observed about many black guys. I said stuff about white guys. But the minute I said it about your demographic, Miss Daly, then all of a sudden I'm not supposed to say that, or I get told, I get some type of label, and we can't have an honest college conversation like that.
They're not hearing us even when they're doing it in the middle of while we're telling them what they're doing.
Guys, what label did you guys? I'm so confused. What label did you guys get?
Whatever you just called us, some big word.
I didn't call you guys anything. I asked you guys if you guys know about racial anxiety. That's not a label. I asked you a question. The same way you guys asked me a question. And I gave you a question. You guys disagreed with it, which is fine. And now I'm labeling you guys?
Well, because when I tried to disagree with it, you shut me down again.
Sir, I didn't disagree with you or shut you down.
Yes, you did. When I said I disagree with the when I said I disagree with the premise, you kind of went down my throat, and I said, "Well, I'll be quiet."
Are we doing this right now?
And
maybe you don't realize you did it. Maybe you don't realize you did it. When you check out the replay, you will see that when I said
rewind
select the premise.
Where is MoneyBoy? We need to rewind select them on.
Yeah, if you rewind the thing, the point that I said, well, I reject the premise, you jumped up again and went down my throat about it. So I just said, I'll be quiet.
Why is it going down your throat if we all having a conversation? Should I just be quiet while you guys talk and have a conversation?
Reverse psychology.
No, I'm warning. No, I'm very good at conversation. Okay, Joy. Okay, here's why, Joy. Here's why, Joy. Joy, here's why. Do you believe you need to make a statement 3 times for it to be heard?
I'll allow you fellas up here to have all kind of spills, and I just spoke on it. So now that I'm speaking on something, I have you counting what I'm saying.
You're trying to back yourself out of what you called.
Let me ask the question again. Do you believe you need to say something 3 times for it to be heard?
3 times? What did I say?
You said we're being racial, whatever that was, 3 times. Do you feel that's necessary?
Because for some reason you didn't hear what I said the first time, so I repeated it the second time, and then Matt Militant said, "What did you say?" And I said racial anxiety. So yes, I did say it 3 times.
Okay,
Because
so when
I
I
was
said,
the first 2 times because you can even repeat it.
okay, no problem, no problem. I don't disagree. So when I said I reject the premise, why did you need to say it again?
I gave you the definition of it.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? It's a conversation. So tell me this.
No, that ain't what happened, Miss Joy.
You don't have an understanding. Remember, you was at a dinner party. Remember, you was at a dinner. We had to sit up here and listen to you talk about a dinner party. So you was at
Let's
a
see if
dinner
we
party
can.
speaking to I don't know who, but we had to sit here and listen to the dinner party story. I didn't interrupt and say, "Oh my God, I don't want to hear about the dinner party." I was
And then
intrigued
right
about the
after
dinner
that,
party story.
and right
But
after
now
that,
I'm
you
talking
called him a
about
big
racial
word.
anxiety. Y'all don't want to hear about the. You guys don't want to hear about the. You know what?
No,
You
no,
guys
Miss
come with
Joy,
y'all.
Miss Joy. I'm trying to be fair, Miss Joy, but I just don't think you're being. I just don't think you're recalling how it went. I just don't
I'm
think you are.
well, the reason why
Can't
I
even
brought
try.
up racial anxiety is because I keep hearing black men accuse black women of
They're
things
not.
that they're not doing to them, but then they're quick to say, well, the other races is not doing that to us. It's only you black women. And that's why I said racial anxiety, because how do you act in front of other races?
So
Not race.
even if we experience this, she's still trying to tell us we didn't experience it. If we talk about it,
You're trying to tell me that when you get around other races, you're okay and you're nervous, but when it's come to black women, they did all this shit to y'all. So
Just so we
I'm
can move
asking
this forward. Just so we can move this forward. Let
you,
let me let me take a bite at agreeing to your premise of racial
somebody did
or whatever that is. Okay,
E.
so
Somebody did when I'm gonna say something to E. I might have, but you gotta understand. I didn't allow conversations to happen. I've been quiet for a very long time. So I probably did shut a conversation down between the gentleman that's on the panel now, which is new to my panel. Shout out to him. Is it Siyeyletre? Do you have a YouTube channel?
yes,
What is your YouTube channel? So that because I don't want to misquote your name or anything like that. Because you're new to me.
you could just look up Mr. Research.
Okay, so he said Mr. Research. I appreciate you for coming up too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing to have a conversation.
I don't know.
So
Continue what you were saying.
so this thing, this new thing of label of a racial whatever this is. So now that you give me the definition and you said it's because of black, so I don't look at the word racial only as black women. So that's why it's hard for me to connect the two using that type of phrase with black women. It's more so that um, let me use urban women, okay? Because urban Chinese do this, urban white do this same thing.
choose your
Urban
words
white,
right.
urban Chinese are very combative. Urban people, urban guys are very
What is an
combative.
urban Chinese? I never met them before. What's an urban Chinese and urban?
Urban Chinese is a person that is rude, want to fight, childish, don't have any discipline, uh, complaining about stuff all the time. That's an urban Chinese person. Urban white people do the same thing.
Ain't those kind of like the ones that come over here and start businesses?
No, not really. A lot of times they come over here and they're part of a family that starts business. But the urban Chinese, urban whites, they tend to get into the undisciplined, because I'm from the hood, I'm from the ghetto, so I can't call it ghetto because that ain't what ghetto is. But the urban folks don't know how to self check themselves.
Where do you find them at though? Where are they?
Man, you can find them everywhere. They don't have to be in the lower level either. You can find them middle class. I've seen urban behavior in upper class.
What is
So
urban behavior though? Like
just
that's what I'm saying.
undisciplined. It's undisciplined, non-family, selfish, always thinking about self, and do anything for a bag of quarters.
I never ran into them before.
I've run into a lot of them. They, it has nothing to do with location or or appearances. I've run into uh, people who came from wealthy families who act urban. You know what I'm saying? They're very
So
self-destructive.
urban is a bad thing?
Very bad. It's self-destructive. It's selfish.
Wow.
It's all about me. Get the bag. Nobody, no. This America or this world operates on families, groups. You can't do nothing single and independent forever. You always going to run back to Mad Militant and Money for support. I am too. If another group comes against
Wait,
me,
wait, wait, wait. So Militant and money is urban?
I didn't say that.
I'm trying to follow along to the storyline because I didn't know what urban meant until you telling me right now. I thought urban was just like rural countries or something like. So urban is a bad terminology.
Urban is a bad terminology.
I didn't know.
I mean,
Sir,
even
I'm
when you see it
asking.
here, don't you see it in graffiti? And brick walls. Not saying that that's a bad
I never
thing,
heard
but
about an urban Chinese person, an urban Asian. All of this is new to me. So let me stop playing with y'all. I know urban is not an urban. Let me stop because I don't want the playback. So that's a little ignorant to me. They got the urban leagues that help communities with families. So when you say there's urban Asians and urban Hispanics, that's crazy. That was kind of like what?
now you're waking up. They've been playing us, yo. Now that's woke. I don't know what the fuck those other people talking about. They try to keep you there. Urban bougie.
Not urban bougie.
Ghetto fabulous.
Urban bougie. But no, I'm gonna say this. I really do appreciate because Matt Middleton, he always jumping up here. Money out of his ass. I don't know where his ass went, but Mr. Research, I'm about to look up your channel because I'm about to go over there trolling yo. I'm about to go troll your ass. When you going live?
That's funny. That is funny.
I'm about to go troll your ass. When you going live? So I can go.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, you would love my cast of dudes. They are extremely well read. You got a couple of them that give me a run for the money. So,
sound like the place I need to be.
We over there quoting books. We quoting theories. We are a little bit boring because we all read so much. But yeah, what's the last one we did? We did one. The last one we did was interviewing white guys on why they are causing the problems that they're causing, and why other white guys don't fix it. Then we had another one, a very good one, on giving advice to black women on where to find career guys and established guys. Then we had another one going against the guys on, you can't do this broke loser beg a chick to work with you mentality. You just can't do it. You have to be a 60, 70 type of man. You can't be a 50 dude or a 40 dude. And to be honest, I don't know why women give underachieving dudes any type of sexual activity anyway. But to each their own.
Especially in this climate, especially during the vax that thing climate.
Well, it's kind of like it's kind of like people, women got to understand that, like I work in medical, and Asians and whites are trying to have babies left and right. They spend upwards of $120,000-$200,000 trying to have kids. Okay, and their kids end up becoming our kids' managers, and our children end up lifting boxes for their children, and it's a real thing. And people don't understand that a lot of the stuff that we as adults are saying are really not benefiting these kids. So what are we going to do? And like I said, some of the stuff I say sounds strange because, look, I used to sell dope. I used to shoot guns. I didn't think none of this stuff was true until I got indoctrinated with it and realized.
Hey, I'm not DJ Vlad. Please do not incriminate yourself over here on my platform. Okay, sir?
I always say it because I want it to be I want it to be a good thing for people to realize that you can, as a black dude, turn your situation around. But you're going to have to unlearn some of the stuff we have been taught as black guys that is cool. For example, chasing chicks and begging chicks for sex, or trying to pimp a chick's ear off. No, don't even do it. Don't even do it. Your girlfriend is your house. Your wife is your land. Let that be like that first before you start worrying about some vagina.
What's that saying I used to say back in the day? Don't sleep when you shit or shit when you sleep.
Yeah, it's like we gotta do that part of it, and then women gotta realize when a dude is protecting you. I think sometimes women, urban women, don't realize when they're being protected. They don't realize when they kind of really take it for granted. And this goes to what Mad Militant said about, sometimes when urban women are with white guys, urban women don't realize this white guy got a lawyer. This white guy gets advanced jobs very easy just because of his blue and green eyes, just because of his white skin. He ain't more talented than Militant. He's just easier on the eyes when it comes to human resources. So he got the ability to divorce you and not think nothing of it. He got the ability to be on his third wife and not think nothing of it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when women go get with these type of dudes, they realize, hey, look, you keep playing, we're going to have to get at you. And it's going to be this lawyer to get at you.
I think Stacey Dash learned that the hard way last year.
Yeah, well, see, that's a perfect example. Stacey Dash. She went through all that, and at the end of the day, you getting slapped by your boyfriend's daughter. You're getting slapped in the mouth by your boyfriend's daughter, and you have to go back to that family and humble yourself because you ain't got nowhere else to live.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to blame your Bayesian father who just had to get some white vagina and left you to fend for yourself.
No, that was funny.
I mean, that's just honest, though. That's just honest.
Well, that was enlightening.
People got to understand, man. It's that we say a lot of things in this black community, but we don't always have the power to back it up. I got what was that, 11, 12 black dudes hired before COVID. I risked my job to get those dudes hired. There should be more black males doing that for black males. And we don't have that happening. Black males spend all their time trying to help women, white women, Asian women, the women on the streets. It's very rare. Maybe 20% of dudes actually help their sons, which is why it's so many sons on the streets trying to figure it out because busting nut dad, he ain't putting no level of the game in the boy ear. He ain't trying to get him as an internship at the place where he worked. Matter of fact, dad don't even have no power at the place he worked sometimes. All that got to change. Otherwise, his son going to get a gat, go out here, kick somebody's door in, and rob them for a couple of $100. Happens all the time.
Give me a second. When you guys ever get a chance, I'm dropping everybody's link. Sub up to them. That's how I feel.
Well, make sure y'all, when we have one of our conversations, make sure y'all come over and click the link. I think y'all enjoy it. I mean, like I said, we talk about, different type of stuff. Ain't nobody perfect. It's just all to help people with a different way of thinking. Like, even though I'm passionate when I speak, I can be wrong. I always ask the people on the panel, tell me where did I get it wrong, and sometimes they'll point out, some of my long-term listeners. So it's all gravy.
Don't mind me, because I forgot Big K was up here too, so I'm dropping his link as well. And I really do appreciate you coming up here, Mr. Research.
Yeah.
Well, hey, like I said, thank you for letting thank you for not having to be an echo chamber where everybody just agree. Thank you for allowing a different way of looking at it. Again, it don't mean I'm right. For everybody, it does not mean I'm right. All just something different for y'all to research. You might like Joy's way, you like my Militant's way. Everybody got their own style of kung fu, so it don't mean that it won't work for you. You got to pick which style of kung fu works for you, and because if you notice, people in the chat room, the replay, I didn't shout down what anybody was saying. That's something we do in the black community. We always trying to crap on somebody else's theory. Just let it. Let the people decide what they want to roll with, what they don't want to roll with.
Listen, I have my name for a reason. I like to chit chat. I like to argue. I don't think it's arguing. I think it's just debating.
You already told on yourself, Joy. You can't take it.
I told you she was warming you up for something. I had the Bible about to go on mute.
I peep game.
Listen,
I peep game.
but it's not really arguing. It's just like let me. You pick my brain. You say what you have to say to me, and we go back and forth. But it's just a conversation because I feel like at my age, it's like it is what it is. I don't know what you went through. You don't know what I went through. I don't know what you know. The same with Mad Militant. I love talking to Mad Militant shit because he always got some. Man, he can make a conspiracy out of anything. I'd be like, well, damn, it's just a sock. He's like, nah, Joy, you gotta look at the other side of the moon.
It's not just a sock.
The other side of the moon is the other side of the sky. And with the sky, I'd be like, nah, I didn't even look at it like that. I just thought it was a sock. Like,
let me ask you this question, Joy, while I got the opportunity. Let me ask you this question. Because, this goes to something Militant said about white guys. So, for the past 50 years, white husbands have never risen above 4%. That's documented. Department of Justice and the census. They've never risen above 4% as white husbands to black women. So, a lot of times, and this again goes to Matt Militant's point, a lot of times when I hear black women say stuff about black men, I always say, well, shouldn't you be telling the white guys that they need to raise their numbers? Because black husbands are at 82%. and they doubled since 2010. It was 41%. So my question to you, Joy, doesn't it seem like a person, and let's just take black women out of it. Don't it seem weird when a person is verbally saying something about a group when really they should be telling this other group that they need to up their numbers?
And then when we up our numbers on this group of people, how's that going to help the non-married group of people?
I don't know. The same way I guess bashing black men is going to help it's the same argument.
That,
Okay,
bash,
the same
that
way
number's always going to be there.
Somebody else who's bashing the black man.
So there are some, let's call it 10%. Let's say it's not even a high number. There are some women who believe that black men are not this and black men are not that. And they say that in an effort to try to promote interracial dating to young people. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, let the market decide, let the people decide whichever one. But I find it intellectually disingenuous for the sake of chit chat that a person is going to blame Militant for what MoneyBoy is not doing, and a person's going to go every week making YouTube money talking about Militant this, Militant that, Militant. That's why we need to go start looking at MoneyBoy. Okay, but MoneyBoy's numbers are at 4% and Militant's is at 82. So here you go next week. Militant ain't this, Militant ain't that. So I'm asking you, Joy, doesn't that seem kind of weird for a person to do that?
It is, and I think that's why I stay away from those type of groups. And I don't want to sound like I'm dismissing the conversation that you're having. I just don't be around those kind of statistics of situations because I think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy. Let me take that back. I just don't look into it like that. But I get where you're coming from because everything is about numbers. And I don't look at it like that. That's why when people talk about black women doing this and then I defend black women, but then I defend black men because you're like, well, they're talking about black men saying, oh, we deadbeats. I'm like, I don't say that every day about black men. So who is saying this every day about you guys that I don't see it? Social media.
Social
Correct?
media, actually, it really picked up as far as talk shows. I would say back in the days when they were, you know what I'm saying?
1981
like
was the first one.
Oh, what was 1981?
1981, Oprah had a show called Black Man Working. That was the very first one.
Oh, I never heard of that.
And they went up there bashing black men on live TV. And black men just sat there, looked like deers in the headlight, didn't say nothing.
But they continue to let Oprah exploit them the same way. If you're saying that, the same way they had that stupid ass show Ayana did with this one.
I think that's why she quit. I think that's why she quit because recently she quit the whole network.
No, Oprah quit because she's getting caught up in that fucking child. She's getting caught up in that bullshit with Weinstein or where the fuck that white guy.
It's something really going on in the back end.
You mean the guy she refuses to speak against?
Channel on stupid shit.
You mean the guy she refuses to speak against?
Mm-hmm.
There's some big shit going on the back end. I heard a couple people got arrested already. It's going down. Yeah,
you better not talk about her, buddy Weinstein.
But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna say this. I appreciate all you brothers for coming up here. Thank you.
No drama, real topics.
Yeah, all day. We waiting for Mad Militant, but he over there trying to figure out this damn OBS because I want to go in there and troll his channel too.
Well, you know what? I can't. You know what? We're gonna have a white guy, Chris, come on our show probably next Sunday, and he always looking for people to go back and forth with him. So y'all want to come over for that? That'll be interesting.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun.
Do he have a brain, or is he just one of those dumb white guys?
No. He's one of those people who watch Fox TV and get all his information from there.
So he's conservative.
I'm conservative, but he's one of those people who, again, it's kind of like this. Like I told Chris, I said, "Who created conservatism?" He said, "I don't have to know that." I said, "Chris, how you gonna say you conservative? You don't even know who created it." I said, "Bruh, you going off what you heard." And then I'll say stuff to him and he'll be like, "Man, you always using these big words, Mr. Research." I said, "No, I'm not using big words because I said he's being obtuse." I said, "No, I'm not using big words, man. It's just, bro, this is a conversation. Whatever word I use, I use. I can't do nigga shit all day long."
When he do this, when he does this,
show it.
I'll just show it.
Because you try to use words.
Yeah.
Truthfully, those are the people that we need to understand the most when they're talking. Because there be a lot of things motherfuckers be missing that they be catching.
Right.
And they be trying to explain it and don't know how to explain it because they ain't got the tools to know how to explain it. They just knowing what they're hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's basically what I told him. I said, "Chris, you got to be able to express," because he got these two black dudes that he interacts with on the show. And psychologically, he kind of manipulates the conversation. And one of the guys got kind of hip to it because he'll stop him from doing it, and he'll say, "Really?" Just like today, I saw a show they did, and he said, the guy, one of the black guys said, "Yeah, so this woman believes that her ex-boyfriend should keep paying her." And Chris starts saying, "Well, yeah, because black women this and black women that." And the black guy said, "Wait a minute, what makes you think he's black? She's black. Are you sure she's not Spanish?" And then he starts saying, "Well, black behavior," and then they started looking at him like, "Huh?" And they said, "How many black women have you dated?" He said 10. And then they started, laughing. So it's that type of thing. It's where I like Chris because I actually learned a lot from his lack of understanding. Is that he it's the way the community is. The community is like people want to be anti-black so bad, just like what Officer Tatum said about the black woman who videotaped the white woman having a freaking fit. Officer Tatum said the black woman was harassing her. And I know he only saying it because he got a white wife, and his white wife mean everything to him. So he kind of, falling under the hypnotism of what's going on at his house. He feels he need to kind of subliminally defend the white woman from Victoria's Secrets. It's that type of stuff.
We call it the Shannon Sharp.
Yeah. But thank you, Joy, for letting me up. Like I said, you guys are welcome over my spot anytime.
Word. You'll see me over there.
All right, then. Peace out, man.
I'm about to get out of here.
Have a good night.
I had a Postmate delivered 20 minutes ago. I just went to the door. I'm about to get out of here.
Word.
Thank you, guys.
All right. MoneyBoy, wake your ass up.
I know. I'm going to wake him up in a little bit. Thank you, Mad Militant. Talk to you guys later.
Thank